Rossana again with MindShift Thrive Global Ministries. Remember, you're surviving, but you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And one of the questions that was posed to me today was, how do you go about rediscovering your joy? Sometimes it's not easy. I have to admit that today I was in a little bit of a funk, and I was like, gosh, I haven't been in a funk for a minute. So it's like, what do I do with that? And I was challenged to push myself to get out of it because I didn't want to. Sometimes you don't want to reach out to somebody, and sometimes, God forgive me, but sometimes I don't even want to reach out to God. I'm like, all right, I know you're going to help me. I don't know. Sometimes God doesn't help you right away. And then you're like, all right, God, I know I'm going to have to wait on this one, but I want my solution now. I want my joy now. So this is what I did. I turned to worship. That's what I did. And honestly, in that moment that I wasn't sure if I was going to find my joy because I wasn't feeling joyful, I wasn't even sure if the music was going to work because it had been a long time since my joy was robbed of me, and I would consider myself a pretty upbeat person and very resilient. But then when something happens, it tests your resilience. Something happens, it tests your joy. So it's kind of like, we're still a work in progress, even though it's been years, right? And I turned on that song, and then there was one thing that I did that reminded me how to take back my joy, that I remembered where I was and where I am today. And that helped me recapture my joy. So if I can leave you with one thing, get something that you know is going to take you out, whether it's a song or like a favorite story or like a clip or, little kittens or little puppies on TikTok, whatever you do to just kind of get your mood right. And then be like, oh, I was in a place that was really dark and heavy and toxic. I'm not there anymore. That's a blessing. Just start there. And then from that perspective, you can start moving towards more joy, little by little. And then all of a sudden, after I would say 10 or 15 minutes of me kind of going through where I was and where I am today, I actually forgot that I was in that funk, in that place. Because now I'm in a different place. It didn't take that long. And it's not going to be like that for everybody. Maybe sometimes it's going to take you a little bit longer. It depends on the situation, right? So I'm talking about a very low level where I'm in a mood or something discouraged me. I'm not talking about something severe. I'm talking about how to get that joy back. So for those of you that are going through something really deep and dark right now, even though you're out of that domestic violence situation, support system, a support group, whether it's a faith-based church or a faith-based counselor. I'm really big on faith because God took me through a healing journey that I want to share with the world, and I'm mandated to do it. It's just part of what the mission is, right? But for those of you that are still kind of struggling with faith and not believing, you can still find God in people, right? People that still want to serve, people still that want to help. And people have big hearts out there. You just got to go and look for them and be patient with them, because sometimes people are very overwhelmed and overscheduled. But in the meantime, there has to be a family member. You don't have to get into the details of everything you got going on, but just a phone call or a little text, a little something where you can connect with somebody or something that makes you feel good. Again, this is Rossana with MindShift Thrive Global Ministries. I hope that was helpful. I know it helped me. And bring some joy back into your life because you deserve it. Love you, and see you next time.